Tell you, when I set them shoes on that conveyor belt, that shit turned I'm talking about the entire TSA went up. It like somebody had just opened up a 2,000-pound bag of corn chips in the middle of the airport. And you know New Yorkers, folks, they don't give a damn. I'm talking about if New Yorkers had infinite dams, they wouldn't give one. And they was like, yo, son, yo, who somebody feet, yo, son, who sneakers?
Is Tip with you?
They trying to get on.
Right, I'm saying you going by yourself.
At this point, they all like, oh shit, we can't be seen. They all trying to separate themselves. I'm talking about
Boy, stop.
the TSA dude so loud, he drawing so much attention. You got TSA workers leaving their belts in their stations. So now by the time I get down through the scanner and all that, it's like between 6 to 10 TSA workers just hanging out by the end to see who picks up these shoes. And when I tell you, Brian, it took everything in me not to just keep walking the road. Me. I was finna go get on that plane barefoot, bro. I'm talking about with my socks on. They was like, son, somebody feet dead, yo. Who should they spraying? I'm talking, bro, they coming through spraying.
Go out of here.
To this day, bro, I'm talking about anytime I go through the airport, I'm either wearing sandals where I know or where I will be in the house like.
Am I straight? We back, man. Welcome to another episode of the Instincts PONDCast. It's a great day to change lives. I got the plug, aka I've known him my whole life, 47 years, because I'm a little older.
Yeah.
As Kareem Chapman, but he's now the plug is in the building with us, man. We're gonna talk love, we're gonna talk laughter, we're gonna talk pain, we're gonna talk about a lot of things that this man has been through and overcome. What's up, plug?
We don't want to talk love, you're gonna lose some followers. Some of your female subscribers gonna be like, he's a jerk.
Oh Lord, don't take no relationship advice from him. I didn't say he was the relationship guru. That's why they call him the plug, man. Hey, I'm glad to have you, man.
Appreciate the invite.
Hey, we always go right off the top with a question because we want to inspire some people so they can understand that what they see right now is not always what we've been through, right?
Right.
We definitely don't look like what we've been through, thank God. But
boy,
if we did, if we did, man, let's start with this. What is the most challenging thing in life you've had to overcome so far? And then more importantly, part two, how'd you overcome it?
All right, so I know a lot of people go with the cliche answer of death. Someone's dead. Of course, that's how I lost my mother. And I thought it was that. But looking back on it, I think the hardest thing that I've ever had to overcome was getting the confidence in myself to chase my own purpose in life and stop letting people of influence control what I think I should be doing.
That's right. And it ain't easy.
It's not. It is not. Especially when you come from a nurturing, loving family who you essentially trust to give you good advice.
Absolutely.
But as time goes on, you start to realize, hold on, Paul. These people are older and have had the chance to do the same thing they trying to get me to do. Or they don't believe in something because it's not their dream.
And they trying to persuade you and kind of get you in
They
that
want
push.
you to the safe. I come from an education family, all of them teachers. Why don't you be? We need more men teachers. And if that's not what you want to do, you might do it to appease them.
Right.
But you're not gonna see it.
It's not fulfilling.
That's looking back on it. That it took me 30 years.
Wow. When we say it took 30 years, it took you 30 years to say and define or stick to, I want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And not because what'd you do initially? Ride that balance of trying to appease them?
Yeah. You should go to school here. I thought about you would be good at this job. Why don't you do this? You would make a good such and such.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a good idea. Okay, cool. And you look up and shit, 10 years, 15, 20. So I had to make a choice. I said, well, if I'm gonna go down with the ship, I'd rather go down knowing I went down, you know, at least my way, and not sitting on, you know, I'm old man going, damn, I should have did that. I had the chance.
So let me ask you this: what was the defining moment when you say it took about 30 years? I know you're a little over right now, so I'm 47. You're a little younger than me. So the past 11 years or 12 years, what was that defining moment where you said, you know what? I'm doing me, and it feels good. I'm in my moment now. Was there a tipping point for you?
Yeah. Okay. So we all got passions and we all got purpose.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't know how to define the two, you know. And I had to realize I was chasing a passion, something that I enjoyed doing, but it wasn't necessarily my purpose. So it took me to move away from family. I'm talking about if it wasn't for my partner giving me $200, I would have moved to LA with about $84.
So you went with 284.
If it wasn't for Broderick Walker going, hey man, how much money you got? If he wouldn't have asked that question, I was about to get on that flight with $84. I would have made it work.
You would have made it work. Wow.
But it took me I done everything. I done worked every job. Ain't nothing working out. Oh, I got something I've always wanted to do myself. And life, man, it's crazy how life will push you into it if you trust the word enough. I prayed about it. I ain't no Jesus freak. I was living in California with Subpoena. I'm in a studio. It wasn't even a studio apartment. It was like a pre-production lab. That's how small it was. Like, you can make beats in here. You can't do no recording.
Just turn around.
You have to take these beats and go to another studio.
That's small. And you were living there?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad came out there. You could literally, I didn't have no kitchen. You walked it. This dock,
the width of it.
This floating dock we're on is about the size of my first studio apartment.
Hold on, Doc. He ain't gonna drive me crazy and talk about my dock. It happened to be here. This is the floating dock. Okay. We nice and solid.
For right now.
Floating dock. Now, for right now.
Now, rain come through,
shot, you know. I'm a wannabe comedian too, so I got to take my chances.
I can swim. It's all good.
So that's what he's doing now, man. So okay, it was this big, and what happened?
So it was, you know, I'm in this small place. I'm in this small space, and working for my uncle, and we'll get to the story. It actually was a hindrance because, you know, white people and black people operate something different when they family. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but it's like we fall out. I'm still coming to you because I want family to eat. I want family we keeping this business in the family.
Okay.
So F you. But hey, here go that check. Here go that check for them t-shirts. Don't call me. You better not show up for Christmas. But hey, I still need. Here go that money.
You're right.
Black folks, it's a little bit different in our families, and so it's more like the white people, the executives. I moved to LA to pursue music. That was my passion. That was my purpose. So I'm out here. I got all these artists. Some of my artists have gone on to. You've heard songs of theirs, right? Yes, big records.
Really?
Rihanna and yes,
along with Rihanna.
After me, yes.
Really? And we say me, you managed them.
Used to manage it.
Get out
That's
here.
what made me move to LA. And I'm in these offices, I'm getting meetings based off of what I've done. I've just been a personal assistant. But all the white executives like, if the music is so good, why he don't use it? Or why he don't sign the artist?
Your family member.
But you can't be like, because we don't with each other. You can't. So, long story short, bro.
Okay, so that became a conflict.
Yeah. So long story short, I'm 1,900 miles away from home. It was the first time I've ever really went through what you would call a depression. I was just like, why am I here? Like, why, not on earth, but why am I out here? Why am I way prayed about it? Bro, when I tell you for the next week, I will wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning on the dot, between 3 o'clock, 3:15. I could think of nothing but humor.
It was hitting you.
I'm talking about, I'm in my bed thinking about stories and stuff that had happened to me. I'm talking about, I have tears coming out of my eyes. I'm laughing at some of this stuff. Just so happened the studio we used to go, I had to walk by the comedy club. And one day I was like, hey, y'all do open mic? The guy was like, yeah. So then I kept waking up in the middle of the night, writing some of that stuff down.
Really?
Yep.
It called you to it.
Yeah, and I went and did it. I was nervous the first time. Kind of like, you remember Lisa Ray on Players Club?
Yeah.
She was drinking all them drinks.
For the first night.
And so this veteran company named Harry. Harry said, hey, you must be new. I said, is it that obvious? And I went up and I remember thinking, like, you get 5 minutes, most open mics.
Okay.
I was like, man, 5 minutes is, woo,
I gotta nail it.
that's gonna be forever.
Oh, you thought it was long?
Oh my God, how can,
I gotta go.
Oh my God. And it went so fast.
Right.
And I remember bro telling me when I got off stage, he was like, come here. I walked up, he was like, man, it wasn't your first time doing it. I was like, it was. He was like, man, keep at it.
Wow. That was all you.
And I just remember wanting to do it so bad. I couldn't imagine having a crack addiction. I couldn't imagine. Because I was just like, where the shows? Where open mic? I go in places, they be a mariachi band. Hey, can I do 5 minutes of comedy?
Really?
Yeah, bro.
You got in there and chased it. Hey, that's what it's about though, man.
So,
Pursuing your dream.
So, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. First of all, the groups that made it, can you mention one?
Okay, so I more managed like songwriters and beat makers.
Okay, got you, behind the scenes.
So one of my cats, dude named Manny, shout out Manny, he did Future and Rihanna, that love song. L-O-V-E-E. You remember that song?
That sounds more like, oh, never mind.
That's how the song go. If y'all, that's how the song go.
Okay.
I would play this, that's how that song go.
Okay.
You heard the song back there before.
Producer, not that version, Kareem.
Maybe not that version. Future and Rihanna love song.
Love song.
I'm a
your artist did that beat.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Did that
Okay.
beat.
So went on to do some big stuff.
Yeah, man, a couple of cats. And they slowly trying to get me back in it. I'm just like, bro, I don't have the time.
You and your purpose.
Like y'all would need me, bro. I would be holding you back. I'm a ball and chain.
Kevin Hart calls it being in your jello. You ever heard him use that term?
Yeah.
He calls it being in your jello.
Yeah.
But man, I got so, and being in your jello just means everything's starting to move and shake and shape up perfectly with the right flow, the right rhythm, the right people, and you don't need nobody to take you out of your jello. That's what Kevin Hart calls it. I hate if I described it wrong, but I got so many questions for you, man. So we can't skip this part because you kind of brought it up. We don't have to go too deep if you don't want to, but I want to dedicate this show to two people. We got to dedicate this to your mom, Precious. You know, and it's a million preciouses in the world, but it ain't but one Precious. It ain't but one Precious from the public may know her from Grand Hustle, but and your uncle is T.I.
Yeah.
Right? And I've known you my whole life, and Precious I've known my whole life. And I in other words, there's not a day that I have not known you guys, right? And we lost Precious, how long ago now? 3?
Yeah.
We lost Precious 3 years ago. I want to dedicate this show to Precious. And I want to dedicate this show to Brenda Wheeler. Right?
Hey,
Auntie Brenda. Those are our two aunts. We lost Brenda in 1988 to a murder. And we want to talk about that today, but I want to dedicate this show to them because you said that being connected to your uncle kind of hurt you in the music game.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Big time.
Because they felt like, if it's all that, why isn't Tip jumping on it?
Yeah, but the crazy thing is he did after we stopped working together. Like the book explains it all. I'm talking about it's crazy because
he supported your artist after the fact.
Yeah,
really?
Like yeah, man. It's crazy how it worked out. And you know, it is what it is, but it just makes you go, it hurts at first, but then you take a step back. And I remember my mama telling me something, and I'll never forget. And it really put things in perspective, and it helped me put it to bed for myself. But sometimes, like, we'll hold grudges or feel some types of ways about stuff, and it really be holding us back.
That's right.
Because until you empty
let it go.
how you feel, you know, you can't control how they feel, how they receive. And my mama said something one time. We was on the phone. I was living in California, and I just remember being frustrated. I'm like, man, I got these talented artists. Like, I got rappers that are rap half these people at Grand Hustle under the table, and they know it. And it's like, bro, I didn't come and go work with him for the reason he thought I was coming. I came on some, man, I know brother probably ain't got nobody around him that really care, genuine. So let me go and make sure, totally backfire. But yeah. So afterwards, my mama told me, she said, baby, Tip don't know. She was like, the streets is his family. He doesn't really know how to. And I said, I received it. That makes sense. That puts a lot of things. So it's like he ain't talked to him in years. I can call Tip right now. If I didn't got into some old street stuff, well, somebody to pull up and act ignorant. Oh, boy, I'm talking about run across this pond, swim the English Channel, be on the first flight, fight a grizzly bear with an arm tied behind his back. But if I say, hey, bro, I wrote this dope script, you think you can plug me up with some A? Not gonna happen.
Really? Why do you think that is?
Because I mean, it's all of you, and you know this. I have seen Brian used to have the dopest room when I was a kid. He had all the basketball posters of all the good players. I used to be like, bro, he had the Nintendo with all the games. I had my phone. My mom was like, we going over Ann house. Let's do it.
Good old days.
I've seen this man build himself up to who he is. And I hadn't been around you in an extended period of time, but I bet y'all this joker do the same thing he was doing before he became successful. He just do it on a bigger level.
Correct.
So if you an arrogant jerk, broke, what you gonna be when you rich? If you a wholesome humanitarian person, broke, what you gonna be when you rich? And it's some of us have to, I don't care about the spotlight, other people around me eat. Cool. Some people want to delegate the plates. They want to sit and go, oh, you hungry, huh? Give you a little chicken. Give you enough to say, I didn't eat, but you got to go. And tell me,
Gotcha.
Teacher ain't gonna give you no plates because then you don't want to eat hot plates.
And that's what you feel like happened?
That's real. Once I started peeping that, I was like, oh, it ain't even me.
You can let it go.
Hey.
You think y'all ever speak again?
Man, I don't know. Yes, because we both in entertainment, and so some point in passing, it's just gonna happen.
It's gotta happen.
I mean, I host at one of the premier clubs in Atlanta. Some point he gonna come through trying to do some comedy there, and it's gonna be my night. But I mean, bro,
of course you're not gonna do anything crazy.
Man, when I tell y'all, it is no hard feelings, bro. When my mom passed, I told him, I say, bro, we just gotta be family. Nobody want nothing from you. All the people that want something from you is on your mama and them side. All the Harrises, we chill, bro. We wanted to come to a concert, hang out backstage, and enjoy some of that good smoke and drink. That's what we be wanting to do.
Gotcha.
We're not gonna call you. We get. But that's the champion of those. That's gonna be around the people that make you.
I understand.
That gun stuff, that stuff was never supposed to happen, man. It might fit. That's never supposed.
With the right camp.
The right camp. Hey, bro, I take that charge. What we doing when I get out now? So how much I got? What we doing? What you need my account number for my mama and them?
Right.
And that's how you handle it. So, but yeah, man.
So, last thing, he's doing comedy now. Tip is doing stand-up comedy, I heard. And anybody that's been successful in one genre, I heard another comedian, T.K. Kirkland, said if you're successful in one genre, if you do anything long enough, you're gonna get good at it. You think he got a shot? Is he funny now?
Yeah, man, everybody in my family funny.
Okay.
Everybody, I'm talking about, and I've been saying this for years, Kamaya, everybody, my dad.
Kamaya is
my
crazy.
Mother, everybody.
Precious was crazy.
Yeah, everybody.
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah,
now
the
I think
whole
about
family.
it, all y'all are funny.
Yeah, we like the unknown.
not even trying.
We like the unknown Wayans.
Right.
Pretty much. We like the Wayans. Marlon Wayans, if you hear this, I will take my family Well, now y'all will win because y'all been doing stuff.
Yeah.
But I was finna say,
I was gonna say, boy, you about to do a bold challenge.
You take your cousins that ain't done comedy against my cousins
That
and
ain't done
sisters
comedy.
that ain't done comedy, but we gonna mop y'all ass, bro. Trust me.
But not right now, weighing for weighing.
Nah,
Weighing for Chapman, they got
it's
you.
just me. I will be going against Shantae, Sean, Marlon. Damon is underrated. Is one of the beasts
best
in comedy.
Yes,
So no,
Keenan, the godfather of it all. They don't
I'm
forget Kim.
talking about the unknown. It's got to be the unknown Chapmans versus the unknown and Harrisons versus the unknown Wayans.
Then we can go at it.
Yeah, we can go at it.
So you mentioned some comedians, man.
Uh-oh.
I had Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show on the podcast with me, and I asked him who is his Mount Rushmore of comedy. I hate to interrupt, but we got to take a break. I got to pay some bills. This segment was sponsored by the Instincts Training Series. Do you guys know you are the highest form of intelligence watching this video? That means you're a human being. Well, God created other animals as well. There are millions of other species, and I teach you how to tap into your instincts by using what God gave them and their survival mechanisms so you can reach your full potential. Do me a big favor. Visit briannbeane.com. That's briannbeane.com for a glimpse and a free keynote into our Instincts Training Series, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Now enjoy the rest of the episode. You gotta give me your Mount Rushmore. Now let me tell you what I heard brother Steve Harvey do one day. I think Kevin Hart asked him, because I love stand-up. And I hate I haven't come to see you yet, man. We've had some time pass, but I'm gonna come support you every chance I get. I gotta come down there. But I was listening to Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey. And Kevin Hart asked Steve Harvey what the Mount Rushmore was. So Steve started off, boom, man, said the entertainer. You're not Steve, dog, hey dog, said the entertainer, man, so smooth with it. Then he said, and then Bernie Mac. He said, man, Bernie Mac would come through and light up a stage. Then he said, I can't go without DL. So I'm listening close. I'm like, oh, basically, y'all, the king is. So he took the safe route and went him, Bernie Mac, DL Hewley, and set the entertainer. And then, of course, he put Richard Pryor on a totally different level, right? I love Steve Harvey. I respect Steve Harvey. But he went the route that was a little safe. Don't go safe on me.
I don't go safe. I don't care about safe. I don't care.
Who's the Mount Rushmore?
For me? Because it's all perception. It's all
individual
opinion.
Yeah.
It's subjective. Robin Harris. George Carlin.
Oh, George.
Chris Rock.
3.
That would be my damn self.
So you put yourself just get started, but you don't know what them guys.
Somebody told me I'm like Clyde Drexler. They say I'm the Clyde Drexler of Atlanta comedy. They say you play late at night on a coast for a team nobody cares about, but you put up numbers. So the people that get to see you, they know the magic. But everybody else on the East Coast is probably...
They may not know who you are.
I was like, I received that, brother.
Hey, we're going Clyde to Glide.
Hey.
Clyde to Glide will be in the Hall of Fame one day.
Right.
If he's not already.
Right. So, yeah.
Shout out to Clyde to Glide, man. A good friend of mine actually married Clyde to Glide. Tanya. I did not know that, man. It's crazy. So, here's the cool thing. Your Mount Rushmore consists of 3 greats and then yourself. Yeah. Nothing wrong with confidence, right? What is it going to take to get you to their level? Like, what does the plug need? More experience? A movie deal? How do you see yourself getting up there? What does greatness look like to you?
Just more exposure. I've got 13 years of stage time, right? And one of the things that I wanted to always do for myself, I always said, I didn't want to be Chris Tucker. See, Chris Tucker got discovered right when he only had about 10, 15 minutes of material. So he went on and started doing music. Never stopped and never kept doing stand. Yeah, he's doing movies and TV. He ain't really working that muscle. See, with stand-up, it's a muscle. You gotta keep working it. You get flabby fast, right? So now that the movie stuff is kind of, keep trying to come back out to stand-up, and shit's bad. Like,
is it really?
Yeah, it's some nights people be like, Chris Tucker, bomb, and like, and I've done a show with him. He did pretty good at that show. But I said that to say, so now that I got these 13 years of stage, now I'm focused on the content. I just need to put myself in front of people. Now it's like, oh, okay, hey y'all, I do comedy, and this is some of the stuff that I do.
Exactly.
I just been in this bubble. I've been Clyde Drexler. I just been going
on the West Coast,
playing my
or
game.
the team that may not see you, or the team that is not seeing you much.
The Trailblazers suck. They ain't fine, you know? And Kevin Duckworth. Hey, winning with Kevin Duckworth. So yeah, you know, that's kind of like I've pretty much come to terms that I'm just gonna have to groom myself a manager because
you've been running into bad ones.
That and or you run into somebody who their client base is too established to where it's like they got Dave Chappelle, they got Roy Wood Jr., they got all these working comics, so they ain't gonna be worried about my ass over here off $1,500 a night.
You gotta find that balance,
right? So
I noticed you didn't mention Dave Chappelle, or give me. You like Dave Chappelle? I'm sure.
I like Dave after he went on his sabbatical and came back. Because Dave was real jokey. Always been funny. But if you go watch some of his old stuff, it's funny. But to me, it was just like kind of, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I understand.
Felt like kind of pandering-ish. Like, I'm gonna make white people like me with these jokes. But when he came back after that break, that joker started going in and like saying a lot of things that need to be said in this PC culture.
He is not that.
I'm more of a Dave fan now,
right,
than I was.
So here's the question. Here's a question for you. I think going back real quick to the T.I. situation, maybe God gave you that experience on the road with Tip
to know what I was gonna do for myself.
That, of course, and collect a lot of material.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got some material.
Oh yeah.
You gotta tell them the Tracy Ellis Ross story. Because I think your experience with Tip was designed. The man upstairs had a plan. Was designed for you to go get some material. If you haven't seen his Tracy Ellis Ross story, man, give me 2 on the road stories that are just would stand the test of time, real quick.
Tracy Ellis, of course, since I can think of that off the top of my head.
You blew it.
Man, blew it. I'm talking about if dropping a pass in the end zone in double overtime of the Super Bowl in the snow was a person, me. So yeah, like, you know, as a man, every now and then, you know, you gotta understand choosing signals, and like they were obvious. Like, so the first time I saw it, I was at a party, and I don't remember what type. It was an industry party, obviously, but it might have been some type of photo shoot or something that Tip was at. She happened to be at, and I was at the bar getting a drink. So the thing is,
was she Tracy Ellis with Blackish and all that by now? When she was up and coming, Tracy Ellis.
She was on Girlfriend.
She still was Tracy Ellis.
She still was Tracy Ellis. Yeah. Yes.
And look, let's be clear. She was Tracy Ellis before that too.
Hey, I'm gonna say shit. She could have been in CVS back by the pharmacy putting up the raisins, and she still was gonna be fine. Like, hey, I don't give a damn. So
what happened?
I had just started, to my defense, the first time I had just started working with Tip, and I was like extremely broke when I went to work with her, to the point like the shoes I had on, which is gonna lead me to my New York story. This is oh my God. All right, so the shoes I had on, I had been wearing so much, like they was stinking. Like, so I didn't have that I'm hanging with a celebrity swag. I feel like I was kind of entourage kind of mentality.
I understand.
I wasn't
the persona.
Right. I wasn't in my bag yet. So it freaked me out. I'm getting a drink. She walked up. I look at her. She look at me. I look. She's still looking at me. And that's just kind of like, hey, baby, uncomfortable. Like, to the point, I don't know if you've ever had a woman just like be on you to like, and you just like, me, my shirt, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I order a beer. Bartender brings the beer. Wow, like it was a movie. It was perfect timing. She looks at me. I grab the beer. I look at her, and she goes, "You're not gonna get there drinking that beer by itself, or something like that.
Right.
You need something stronger."
Right. Okay, Tracy.
And I was like, okay. And like turned and walked away. And I'm sure she was like, I just put a whole 3-pointer up. So I don't say nothing to nobody about that one. I take the L. A couple of weeks later, we go to LA for the David Beckham party. I don't even know who David Beckham is. We going to LA for a soccer party. And they like,
back up huge.
They like, bro, this dude, this is a big deal. He coming to America to play. I'm like, whatever. So till we at the house, Tip like, hey, he give me his credit card. He like, hey man, go get you something for the party tonight. So I go get dope, but you heard of Dope Boy Fresh. I had on a white poke. When somebody give you a black card,
yes sir,
you don't have to, you ain't looking at no tag.
You gotta wear it.
And did you know this? It is considered an insult to ask somebody for ID if they have a black card.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about every time I've ever used it. No, and I didn't went in. The bill's 9,400. There you go. It'd be like, boop.
It says who you are.
Yeah. So I go and to the Beverly Center, to the Macy's or Bloomingdale's or whatever. So I walk in, there's a little salesman. So a gay dude come out to help me. I'm like, oh boy, he finna get me clean. Boy, you know them folk know about them fashions. Long story short, I'm in a all-white polo blazer. The blazer like a sow wow. Some Ferragamo shoes, some nice little slacks with the Ferragamo belt. I was clean. I got dressed that night. Tip say, damn, boy, you finna go sell some blow? Like, I was clean. So we at the party. Boom, doing our thing. Who do I see?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Now, like I say, months have passed, so I didn't got my swag together a little now. Nutted up again. So
what happened?
She sees me, we make eye contact, and she give me that you again look. And I don't do the whole but I look at her and but this time I hold it a little bit longer, and I walk off again.
Now with your white. Now with your all white on.
Bro, I'm at this point, now that I'm looking back on it, my lame butt was kind of subconsciously probably trying to avoid it.
Of course. Party. Yeah, you didn't want no personal Tracy Ellis.
And so,
you want no personal Tracy Ellis,
man, it would have wrecked my life. And so, I avoided the whole party. I'm talking about Tom Cruise, everybody, any celebrity who was worth anything.
They there.
Pretty much at this party. Quincy Jones, I done seen everybody. Tip called me. Hey, we finna roll. I say, all right, cool. I'm making my way back towards the entourage so we can head out. She's in a circle of people. They all talking. She's in a circle of people. All celebrities, they all talking. She sees me walking past the group. She sticks her head around someone's back to purposely say, hey, dum-dum. This is my half-court shot. And what do? Walk straight out the gym. Yeah. But they say third time's a charm. I feel like somewhere. You're shaking your head. It's hope. It is hope. I feel like somewhere.
If she ain't married up by the time that happened, well, since she ain't gonna do it right. Tracy.
Yeah. If you hit it.
When you see the Instincts podcast, you know, when I finally get 3 million views, you said what?
People was tagging her in the IG post. People was tagging her like, hey, you seen this, Tracy? That's hilarious. Hey, bro. So I get in the truck and I tell Tip them what happened. And he looked at me like, oh, you blew that? He was like, bro, these celebrity chicks be wanting regular dudes, bro. He was like, man, they be knowing all these industry people. It's a show to them. He was like, boy, you might have missed your night. I was like, man. All right, so real quick, second story.
New York.
All right, so the shoes. Go back to the shoes. Boom. I literally called Tip and was like, bro, I need a job. And at first, like I said, he just offered me some money. He's like, man, I can give you a couple thousand, set you straight. I'm like, no, you ain't listening. I need a job.
Let's work.
That's gonna help me for 2 days. I had been promoting the artist that I was working with at the time, who me and him had both quit our jobs to pretty much push this. Like, that's how much I believed in dude. And to this day, he's still like, I tell people, if MJG and Pimp C had a love child, that was rap.
That's him.
I'm talking about, I used to have his music playing in Seattle. People would be like, bro, we gotta get bro. But long story short, so I had been really hustling, like every day out selling CDs, promoting. So like I say, bro, I got one pair of shoes. So these shoes, when I would take them off, they would walk by themselves. Like that's how stink. So I literally called Tip one day, said about the job stuff. He called me back. I guess he thought about it. He must have heard it in my voice. I don't know. He called me back. He said, hey, how quick can you get to New York? I said, the airport 24 hours. I didn't be up there in a little bit. Long story short.
Airport 24 hours.
On the way, I don't know why I didn't have any issues looking back on it. But so I get up there, take me to the job. The next day, we got to leave New York after a long day, like running around photo shoots and stuff. We got to go back through LaGuardia to go to Baltimore for signing. When I tell you, when I set them shoes on that conveyor belt, that shit turned I'm talking about the entire TSA went up. It like somebody had just opened up a 2,000-pound bag of corn chips in the middle of the airport. And you know New Yorkers, folks, they don't give a damn. I'm talking about if New Yorkers had infinite dams, they wouldn't give one. And they was like, yo, son, yo, who somebody feet, yo, son.
Is Tip with you?
They trying to get on.
Right, I said you going by yourself.
At this point, they all like, oh shit, we can't be seen. They all trying to separate themselves. I'm talking about
Boy, stop.
the TSA dude so loud, he drawing so much attention. You got TSA workers leaving their belts in their stations. So now by the time I get down through the scanner and all that, it's like between 6 to 10 TSA workers just hanging out by the end to see who picks up these shoes. And when I tell you, Brian, it took everything in me not to just keep walking,
that's
bro.
Me.
I was finna go get on that plane barefoot, bro. I'm talking about with my socks on. They was like, son, somebody feet dead, yo. Who's you? They spraying. I'm talking, bro, they coming through spraying.
Yeah, LaGuardia.
To this day, bro, I'm talking about anytime I go through the airport, I'm either wearing sandals where I know, or where I will be in the house like.
Am I straight? Boy, stop.
Bro, you talking about it's hard
Oh,
to
bro, that's hilarious.
Bro. That there,
That's hilarious.
she did something to my soul, dog. So we get there, you know DTLR. Back then, they really weren't as popular as they are now. They was kind of up and coming, you know. So we was going to do an autograph signing for the CD. They'll just let you, you know, if you want to get some shoes or whatever, and give you a discount. And the new Jordans had come out, but they weren't even in the store yet. Tiffany called Nike to see could they buy them early. Oh, we all got a pair. Long story short, Tip come up to me because, of course, they know about the shoe incident.
Right.
They come up to me. I'm getting on the Atlantic record execs was laughing when I got on the plane. They was like, bro, them your shoes, bro. Tip come up to me in DTLR. He like, I gotta get you a couple pairs of sneakers before we leave.
Right now. Absolutely.
Hey, them sneakers died. Them Air Force Ones died in an alley in Baltimore behind the DTLR. That's why I took them off and left them laying right there like a body.
Man, let me tell you, man.
Bro.
Just the more you mention his name, I hate that there's whatever riff. I understand the riff, and I can't be no peacemaker because I got two siblings I can't stand. All right,
be like that, bro.
I can't stand. I can't stand. I'm just being honest with you. Like one in Memphis, a sister, and one in California. I could really care less. But I say all that to say, if you had to say something to him, what would it be?
Wish you would have got to know me while we was working together. Because you ever been in a relationship with somebody, any kind of relationship, male, female, and you feel like y'all done spent all this time together and they know nothing about you. That really kind of hurts. And so it's like, you know, if somebody came up and was like, you and your uncle, we're going to put a spy versus spy game against y'all, he'd be dead today. That's the thing. He knows nothing about me. I know everything about him because as a comic, I'm observing as hell.
Right.
I spent the whole 2 weeks with you. I know everything. He'd be like,
How he picked that?
I'm finna come and order this at this time of night because I didn't pay no attention.
Gotcha.
And so if I could say anything, it just would be like, I never thought it would have gotten this bad. But the crazy thing, man, after Mom passed, we had a conversation because we had to come together.
Absolutely.
You know, to make sure everything was right. And I had to, you know, kind of play nice to make sure everything got taken care of because I know it was like personal. But man, we had a conversation, and I go into details in the book real extensive. But we had a conversation, and I really felt like I was him.
You feel like you was his own?
I really felt like I was him, and I was listening to the younger family members, like, man, I'm listening. This dude, I call him Richie Rich. It's like you grow up and you become successful mentally, still 12, 14.
I get it.
Still ain't there.
I get it.
So because it's easy to take money, pacify what it really was, because everybody can get blinded by the dangle of the carrot. And my dad said something one time. He said, man, they probably don't keep you around because everybody sees what he was using. So sometimes it can be kind of intimidating to the wrong person. You don't want nobody around you. And now that you're now to care. Everybody else is like, oh, but that's the real bro. Where I get that? You know, and I'm that person like, it's a shitty idea. Like even with the gun stuff, I was like, it's a terrible idea. But how do you tell somebody who got the money to do whatever they want to do?
Yeah.
Hey, I hear you.
And they taking care of you in some regard. I get it.
Yeah, but that just goes to show you, and it's really not the way I came. People look at you like, who are you? Like, what have you done? Instead of going, well, let me see something you've written.
And that's fair.
Because I'd have been like,
is that fair? Is that fair to you?
Absolutely.
That's fair. That's fair.
If they'd have called my bluff, well, send me a script you wrote. I got 7. What you want? Horror comedy? Romance comedy? What you want?
That's a fair assessment.
It's fair. Give somebody a shot. Don't just, it's, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell people, man, you can learn something from everybody. Most people will go, oh, that man homeless. What can he teach me? Shit, how not to be homeless at best.
This is true.
You know what I mean? So, like, you can learn something from everybody.
So we at the comedy club. T.I.'s doing stand-up right now. He's on the bill. You got to introduce him. What do you say before he actually comes up? Meaning not with the mic, but what's your interaction before? And then what do you say when you bring him up? Can you do it?
Man, that's work.
You got to do it.
That's work. That's work. I'm Freddie Chapman III when it comes to being able to separate how I feel about something with my money. I mean, bro, I would be like, if I'm hosting, I got to ask you as a comic, a feature comic, a headliner, how you want your intro.
Yeah, of course you're not going. Yeah, he's not
next guy coming up. Yeah, been knowing him too damn long. Give it. No, hell no.
Right. What's the conversation like afterwards? You gonna tell him how you feel, or you gonna create some distance? Let's say he rips it, Kareem. He rips it, and you know how hard it is in this game to rip it. You gonna give him some love?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Bro, I don't have no. It's him. It is him. The first thing I wrote Tip a letter when he went to prison. And the reason why people, why you writing my letter? Because if somebody is high on all kind of drugs and moving all around and drunk, when you got the time to sit down and be like, man, look, let's have a heart to heart. You gotta wait till they somewhere. And he took it completely, I'm talking about.
Really?
He didn't receive the message in its intended form. But
it's difficult when the soil is not right.
When we met that day in that cemetery, we hadn't talked in. It's been a minute. This was the first thing he said to me, I still got that letter. Which let me know, damn, I struck a real nerve. And a part of me started to say them, but I didn't want to be out there rolling around fighting in the cemetery. I started to say, bro,
yeah, if the soil is not right, it's not going to be received right between you guys. So, hey, let me tell you.
20 years later.
Be it far from me to tell you how to patch up some relationships. Okay? Because, look, at least you trying. I don't give a flying.
You be like, hey, you're dead to me.
Dead to me. And they are dead to me. So I don't want to sound hypocritical, but it just, the more we talk about it, the more just I understand. And if I were to talk to him, he'd have his own perspective as well. And that's what it's all about, is just different perspectives. Let me ask you this before we go. Being a stand-up comedian, you ever got heckled, and how do you handle it?
It's different types. It's different types. My mom was a slick heckler. Like I didn't. Well, see, I knew how to handle it. Man, my mom was boy.
Precious was a heckler in regular conversation.
See, the thing about with her, I don't. It's different types of hecklers. You have rude, F you suck, get off stage. That don't really happen as much. I've seen it, but it's actually happened before. Night before I'm on stage. So you got that type. You got the helpful hecklers. So you might say something, somebody be like, tell him again now, all right now. That was funny as boy, you crazy.
That's a good one. You like them?
He's not interrupting.
Right. He's not really a heckler. He just amen.
But he's speaking out.
Right.
So it is exactly. But it's not. So you gotta assess what type of people. So you gotta take a step back. That's why I teach my class. I'm like, take a step back. You got the mic.
You got a comedy class?
Yeah, I teach class at Aflac school every Saturday.
2 up-and-coming comedians? Yeah. So we're going to make sure we plug everybody into before we go to different things you got. So you teach them to take a step back.
Yeah, just take a step back.
How do you handle that rude heckle?
Same. Take a step back. You got the microphone. You amplify. The crowd paid to see you.
That's right.
And the other people on this show. They didn't come to see this drunk asshole or whatever it is.
Right.
So they're probably going to be on your side.
Absolutely.
Worst thing you can do is misassess the type of heckle. Somebody might go, hey man, that's funny. You go, shut the fuck up. And now the crowd is like, well, damn, he was trying to.
You reacted too soon.
So you got to take a step back and see what type it is. And then a lot of times, man, you can just really one line. You can just say the most, but you have to address it to get them to shut up.
Absolutely.
And you can just say the most random. I mean, just whatever.
Right.
And a lot of times the crowd is going to be on your side. I mean,
because they came to see you.
Yeah, they came to see the show. They're not trying to be.
I'll tell you a funny story before we go. As a speaker, I've gotten heckled. It's a different kind of heckle.
I bet.
But I've gotten heckled. I'm on stage one day. And this was back when I was in network marketing heavy. I did this theoretical example. 3 to get 3 to get 3 to get 3 to get 3. And you made like $21,000 a month if 3 got 3 got 3 in a perfect scenario. It's called a theoretical example. That's why it's called theoretical.
Right.
It's not going to happen like that. Right. And I would always go, if you take 21,000 and you break it down in half, is that okay with you? Everybody like, yeah, I'll take 11,000, right? You take that down, you break it down, 5,500, is that okay with you? Yeah. So this guy stands up and goes, so you telling me you making 21,000? And I'm just like you. I'm very quick on my feet, and these people came to see me. So I'm saying to myself, bruh, you're not gonna win this one. I promise you. You're not gonna win this one. I said, I didn't say that's what I'm making, but next question. So what you making then? I said, I'm actually making more than that. Oh, that killed. I said, I'm actually making more than that. Well then, how much you making? You doing theoreticals, how much you making? At this point, I pull out my ace of spades. The ace of spades is the crowd. Big joker. Bam! I said, how many of y'all want to listen to me? And how many of y'all want to listen to him? If you want to listen to me, tell him to shut up. Everybody said, shut up. It was in unison. Shut up. He stands up. He goes, outside. That's what he said. He said, he mouthed. He made sure I saw him. He was like, outside. I said, no problem, right? A friend of mine in the audience is an undercover cop. I said, how's your ankle? He know what that means. He kept it right here. He kept that thing on him. He said, it's good, B. I said, how's your ankle? He said, it's good, B. I said, all right, cool. We're going to hobble outside. I said, everybody give me 1 second. I sent one text message to my brother. When we got outside, by the time I got off stage, the whole hood was in the neighborhood. Everybody in the neighborhood. Yeah. What's my point? Hecklers don't understand that they're coming into our environment. We didn't come to your environment. You came to see me speak. You came to see me teach you how to make some money. You came to see me teach you mindset, message, and money. So you're not gonna win this battle, and we're always the last ones with the microphone. We gonna get the last word.
Fine.
You ever had it go that deep?
No, not me.
Yeah.
Nah, but I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You've seen it get
shit. LeVar Walker.
What happened?
LeVar was doing videos about Mike Epps. I guess Mike Epps do cocaine or something. He was just being a humor. Just
comedy.
Yeah, just parody video. He acting like Mike Epps, but on blow. But Mike Epps and him, LeVar was at Uptown before they moved it. The old one over there off of by Dancing Elite. Mm-hmm. Man, they came up to Uptown and waited on LeVar to come out to the show.
Mike Epps did?
His people. He was there.
He was there, but his people was outside. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I've seen a comic making fun of this couple was dressed alike one night, and he tore into him, man, and the guy got mad and was waiting outside. But like you say, it's our environment. Like, we a fraternity. Like, ain't no comic finna just let me get jumped on by some audience.
They understand the nature of the business.
Man, we finna hop on in.
Right,
Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, but nobody didn't help LeVar that night. But it is what it's the right comic.
Yeah.
Because some comics would have been like, hey, hold on, bro. You know what I mean?
Two questions before we go. Best advice Precious ever gave you. Maybe 2 or 3 things. This is the best advice Mom ever gave.
I wish you would have asked me to come prepared with that one. It's so much.
A lot,
hell. It was so crazy. My mom and dad and them was like corporate thugs in a way. So
yes,
it's like,
I know.
Some of the advice that I got
we may not be able to do on camera. Okay, I understand. If y'all understand how we grew up.
It was just
all
like
things can't be told.
Something that I can remember her saying that always resonates. 2 things. When you turn 40, the people that you grew up with and been knowing your whole life start to die. And she wasn't lying. But she wasn't lying.
This is
bro, it seems like every week when
we get in the car. Yeah.
But on another note, what's for you is for you. And don't look at other people. Keep your eye on your own paper. And that really applies to more than just school. It's like, what's for you is for you. It might take a little longer than others. You can't look at what people do. I can't come out here and go. I can't go to that house next door and be like, man, they living good. They got this man. These folk might be scared. These folk might be robbing.
You don't know.
You don't know. And so those types of lessons.
What's for you is for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so I don't. Because in my game, and I'm sure in your game, it's like you might see a speaker who you helped, or
absolutely
somebody who look up to you and he out of here touring the world giving speeches. And you're like, but you have to, you know what? That ain't what I'm supposed to do.
The path is different for each of us, and you can't have no jealousy or envy in your heart. There's a lot of people I taught how to speak that are doing extremely well, and I don't take the credit for it. I know that I may have been an impotence or I may have ignited it, but God had a plan for them. I'm doing my thing, and it's turning out, it's looking pretty good. You know what I mean?
That's how that's all.
Last thing, if you had to pick one animal, this is the Instincts PONDcast, that you relate to the most. We put the pelican up just because it's a new prop I wanted to show off. But what animal do you identify with the most in this game?
Black alligator. Crocodile.
Why so?
Because even though you know to keep your ass away out of my domain, even though you might try to come get your photos, you might admire my beauty, I'm chill. I ain't gonna bother nobody. I be doing my thing. I like to relax and just eat the fish and just enjoy my time. But if you come down here, I'm gonna bite you in.
If you come down here with ill intent.
If you come down here besides doing something besides feeding me and my people or taking your photos, you think you finna get in this water and swim and be doing all this TikTok shit. I got a TikTok for you. So yeah, that's kind of like I'm just like the water and just chill out.
But don't cross me.
Don't come down here with that BS.
Hey, where can they get the book? Where's the book and something else you plugged a second ago that I said we'll make sure they get. The book and The class, comedy class.
Oh, so the book is called The King's Guard. Now, you can go to my website, Plug Chapman Comedy, if you want a physical signed copy, but if you just want something for Amazon, you can scroll on your Kindle while you're on the toilet. You can go to Amazon and find it there.
The King's Guard.
The King's Guard.
And what's the book about, pretty much?
It's set up as a memoir, and it's kind of like all my stories and going on the road with Tiff. It's kind of like one of those selling points for people to be like, oh, I read that. But for real, it's just about a young man growing up, knowing what he wanted to do the whole time with his life and this journey that he had to go on to get him. It's kind of like The Alchemist in a way.
Makes sense.
It takes you on this journey. So many people been knowing me my whole life and read the book and was like, bro, I did not know this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's what I love about I'll be honest, man, this whole podcast is bringing us together.
Yeah.
I've been sitting with you. I mean, I've known you my whole life, but we had a long gap. Life happens. But just to bring you out here, sit with you, understand what you've been through, hear your perspective, and I appreciate you.
No.
You know what I mean? The stand-up comics, how can we help you?
Oh, so if you're trying to get into comedy, if I could teach people how to be funny, I would be charging. Hey, I'm talking about, bro.
You'd be rich. Right, you got it or you don't.
You would not. You'd be like, huh? I can't teach y'all how to be funny, but I help people skip the line. It's like, my comedy class is like a prerequisite. You know how you gotta take pre-cal before you take calculus? If you take the comedy class, you go into calculus. You don't have to worry about
certain things.
So I teach you more so of like what not to do. It's like I'll show you joke structures and different styles and the different types of styles we use with joke writing. Like exaggeration rule, how you can take any story that really happened and you can exaggerate the shit out of it. But it has to be rooted in truth.
Makes sense.
It's got to be rooted in truth.
Makes sense. And you can add the humor on top of it and blow it up.
Right.
Makes sense.
It's got to be. Or misdirection. Make you think you know what I'm about to say. So yeah, we teach them stuff like that. 6 weeks, every Saturday, 10 to 1. Laughing Skull Vortex.
That's here in Atlanta, Georgia.
In Atlanta.
The Laughing what?
Laughing Skull. You can go to Laughing Skull Lounge. And at the end of the 6 weeks, we do a graduation show where everybody, bring their friends and families. And it is what it is. You get out what you put in it. I got some people do the graduation show and destroy it. And I got some people bomb because they did nothing the 6 weeks.
Listen, this segment was sponsored by Monetize Your Message. That's where I show you how to turn life's tribulations into celebrations. Let's face it, we've all been through some stuff. Some very traumatic. But the difference is you're making your life, which is the asset, become an investment, which is your story. And we take that story and turn it into a message, and we help people who've been through similar situations. Visit howtomonetizeyourmessage.com because your story belongs to you, but your message belongs to the world.